So we got an interesting project. Thought I'd take you along. Somebody asked me to do some handrails for a stairway handrail, and what they want is the handrail to look like a tree branch. That's kind of the idea. So under the, I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say. They want it made out of. I was told to make it out of 1-inch solid round stock, and the idea is, you know, the stairs are here, and they want this tree-looking, branch-looking handrail thing coming down. And I'm trying to figure out the, a way to do that within the budget constraints. Can you actually see what I did? I don't know if you can, but and for some reason, I don't want it to be just this single thickness all the way down through with texture on it. I mean, there's going to be some curves. I'd like to try to put some stubs where some old branches are coming out, that kind of thing. So again, I'm not exactly sure how I want it, but I know I don't want it to be the same thickness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and heat sections of this up and then upset it and hopefully provide different widths all the way along the thing. Then go back in and put the texture in and see exactly what I can do. It's kind of a, yeah, let's go think about it as we go. So I'm going to heat it up in the propane forge. We'll heat as much as we can in the forge. We'll just upset one end, hopefully wider than the other end, and then different spots down along the way. All right, we got the first section of this heated. Go ahead and see what we can do with it. We got a heavy steel plate on the bottom or the floor. I like that. So it's not uniform. Perfect. Alright, we'll go up, grab another section of it, and see what we can get. Let's see what we can do with our next section here. this section here is just too uniform, I'll go back and just put a little bit more into that.
Maybe I should have put the texture in first. These curves are exactly what I want. That's looking pretty good right now. Definitely not uniform. Curves are actually kind of cool. I wonder if I can work the texture around that. Alright, I think I can do one more heat before I have to flip it over. Let's see if we can do this without burning my hands out here. Without burning our hands off here. There you have it. Up to there. We need to finish this up. I might go back. Let's put a little more. Oh, you can see me. I might go back, put a little more thickness down in this area. Short of that, I like it. It's heavy. Let's see if we can do the last section of this bottom. I remember when things used to be hot here. Just a little thicker down there. Back up on my hand blade. Just hot down there, Chandler. When your hands start smoking, it might be a little warm down there. Oh, come on. Work myself out of it. Work myself out of handle space. Holy. Just get a little more out of that. It ain't too bad at all. I wish I knew if I to put the texture in first, if it would squish the texture or let these twists naturally form. I'm afraid it would squish the texture, but I don't know. Alright, we'll let this sucker cool down. I'm up to here. We'll turn around and do the top part. I actually only need about 6 foot, but I like that. It's much better than just a straight piece of quarter round. It looks good. Alright, let's see what we can do with what we got on this piece. We don't have to do as much, but I'd like a little bit of deformation there. Don't have to do as much. Farther down that pipe. And I think we'll be done with that part anyway. If we can get the last part of this. We don't need much. Don't need much down there. So the idea, hopefully you guys can see, is to make it look not uniform all the way down through. Here, let me show you two side by side. So there's an original piece of 1 inch round, and there's that one. So hopefully you guys can see the difference there. Definitely much more character. Now, I don't want it straight when I'm done anyway, but I got to put the texture in. So it's not so much that it's not straight, it's just it's wider here, it's wider in a bunch of different spots. This looks like a stick. That looks like a piece of round stuff. Mission accomplished. So we'll let this thing cool down and we'll start putting some texture in. Texturing, I decided to use the coal forge. I'm not exactly sure. I might switch back just so I can get a little better heat. Over a longer distance. I'm not sure how much distance I need. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to use the 2 pound and the 3 pound cross peen, I believe. I work backwards on my handle. That end didn't get hot enough. Just to give it some bark striations. Little longitudinal if we can. This is kind of heavy. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the propane forge so I can get a little more of a heated area, and that way I can work it better. So let me set that up. We try coal forge. It's going to be a hooky start. has a lot of hammering to do. I like it. It's looking good. I don't know if you can see it or not. He's doing the trick. We have another section. Ourselves some fingers for this one. Not totally random, but a little random. Back where we got a little heat. Let's throw a couple little larger beans in. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, we'll throw a couple of ball beans in there. Wormholes, texture. Not many. Looks really, really good. Alright, let's bite off another piece. Alright, I'll do one more section with you and then I'll come back when it's done. Where I put my hammer. Liking the way it looks. Go with a contour of some of these bangs. couple of odd hits here and there. And some of the old ball. Alright, I'll come back when I have the rest done. You can see it in the light or not. That does look like a tree branch to me. Well, she all hammered up and wire brushed. That's what she looks like. Give you the illusion of a, where am I, a stick? There's a little wider end down here than down here. You can feel it as you slide your hand down the handrail. It's just, it feels right. It feels like a, looks like a walking stick actually. So that's the first part. I got one more of these to do, and then we got to cut them to length and put the brackets, the mounting brackets on at the right angle for the stairs. So that's a lot of hammering, children. But it looks really good, doesn't it? And again, with like a couple of ball ping hits there, it just kind of gives it a sense of realism. Little different sizes of hits. I like it. Looks good. Well, after a hell of a day at the office, wow, that's a lot of hammering. There's two of them. They're 7 foot long now. I need 6 foot, but I'll give myself some room to play. And that's it. I really like how they turned out. They're just perfect. They're perfectly organic. And now the arms coming off, the actual mounting brackets, those will appear to be branches coming off. And then we're going to deal with that tomorrow because I've done enough hammering for one day today. So I'll catch you tomorrow. Oh boy. It's day 2. I'm going to work on the mounting. So here's the handrail coming to the wall. I need a tree branch looking thing coming out and then coming back towards the wall. So that's the next part. I'm going to use 3/8, no, not 3/8, 3/4. I think that'll match up well with the 1 inch. I hope it will anyway. And it's a pretty complex curve. I need to come down and then turn in, but I also need to come out. So I got the forge going up. We're going to see what I can do about maybe getting some type of shape. I need to make 4 of these, 2 right-handed and 2 left-handed. So that's going to be a pretty tricky thing for reproduction, but that's what we got to do right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to get this shape that I want where the pieces are going to come together. So I want it at a particular, you know, some type of realistic angle. Something like that to help bring those pieces in so that I can come off of that 1 inch stock and have it look semi-realistic. We can play a little bit with welds, but the more I do that, the more I'll have to clean up. So I'm just trying to get, you know, just enough where I can make it look like a branch coming off. Something like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw some texture in now because it's going to be hard to put it in afterwards. I know I'm going to mess some of that up, but hopefully it'll look right. Let's go ahead and just put a little, let's see, this is coming off the tree like this. We're going to put a little texture in like we did. On the main branch of the tree. Where it's welded. I'm hoping that once we get it on, we can go back and retexture where the weld is. So I'm going to come off and then I'm going to turn 90. I need a little bit more texture. First ones are always the hardest to figure out, that's for sure. And it's the fast jack. Alright, I think that's all I'm going to need. Just take a quick measurement of that. Give me an idea of what I started with. So we're somewhere about 6.5. 6 to 6.5 inches. Let's see if that's enough. Alright, so what I need to do now is I need to get this curve in where I want it to be. I want about 2 inches drop, and then I need a 90 that brings me 2 inches in about. What we got going on? Coming off, I want to come up about 2 inches. Which will get me to about there. So let's make that a little bit more organic. So that gets me to right about that point right there. I think I'm going to like that. I think that's going to look good. And then I'm just going to go ahead and bend that in 90. I'm going to put another, I'm going to go up to about 7 inches on top. What we can do about getting that 90 in. Giving myself a bit of a mark someplace here. Yeah, right there. So if that's coming in, I want to bend it this way first. We're going to bend right at that point. Hopefully that gives us something that looks a little bit organic. Go to a good 90 there. Hopefully that bend is about 2 inches. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. Because I don't want it. I want to be about 2.5 to center. I think we're okay with that. And then yeah, 3 inches to here. So I'm going to cut this off a little bit long, but I think that should be what we're looking for. Let me cool it down. We'll run a quick fit test on the thing and see what happens. Like I said, first one through was kind of hard to know exactly what you want, but once you get that one, the other one should come easy. Now let me cool it down. We'll see what we got to work with. Look at this. This is the rail. I like that look. I think a little bit more, a little bit more to a point here might work, but for welding that's not going to be too bad. I like the curve that's in here, and then as we come off the wall to the rail, which is here, we want no less than 1.5 inches, like 2 inches what I'm after. So I'm going to go ahead, like I said, I'm going to cut it long. We'll cut that off there, and then I'll go ahead and make up one more like this, and then 2 more going the opposite direction. For mounting arms, forged up, they look good. I hope, again, I don't know for sure, but I hope the angle and everything that I'm looking for is going to be there. I got 2 going one way, 2 going the other, and I didn't mess that up. I was happy about that. Now for the actual mounting bracket to the wall, this will come off the handle. All right, handle will be here, and then we're going to mount onto this and a couple of holes into the wall. So what I want to, it's pretty basic. You can see it. So the last part of the forging anyway for this project is going to be to take these. I'm going to go ahead and put a hammer bevel around the outside, and I'm going to put just some tree bark pattern on the inside. So I'll go through one of them with you, and then we'll be done with that part. I have a chicken and egg problem. Do I put the bevel around the outside, then the detail on the inside, or vice versa? I've decided to go with the detail on the inside first. I'm hoping, I'm trying not to get close to the edge. I just don't want the detail meshed in with the bevel, So I try not to go to the edges with it. And just to show a little bit of the tree pattern that we had in there. Matter of fact, I might even throw a couple of Come back and do the bevels. All right, we're not going for anything too dramatic here, but just enough to put a bevel on the end, in the corners, soften everything up so that hands and things don't feel the edges as much. There we go. That's that. Get it nice and flat again, and I think we'll be in good shape. For the first one anyway. Yeah, I think that's just enough texture in there so it doesn't look plain. Oh, let's keep dropping. No, I like it. Looks good. Alright, I'm gonna do the other three. What I've been up to the last half hour or so. So again, my table's not 6 foot long. That's one of the problems that I deal with all the time. So I created this jig out of angle iron to help hold the rail. I got these standoffs which represent the distance that we want the rail from the wall. And the center those right up inside there. And hopefully orient this rail the way I want it to be, so that I can start to figure out what my dimensions are going to be. Yeah, that's how I want it like that. For cutting these arms. Remember, we left these arms long. So I'm hoping what I can do when I get done, with this here at the right spot where I need this, go ahead and be able to mark the length to cut these branches off. That's the hope. So I thought that was a pretty cool little jig. Again, when you do these all the time, it's a different story, but when you do them once in a while, then you've got lots of work to do. So anyway, I thought I'd show you that. And there you have it. Using the standoff jig, I was able to get the elevation that I wanted. Created a bit of a step square here to make sure that my plumb is plumb. And everything's welded up and ready to rock and roll. We should give you a quick look at it. So there's the two of them. I got to clean them up still. Final cleanup. I hammered the welds. They kind of blend in a little up there anyway. And hopefully it looks like a couple of sticks hanging off the wall. So we should be installing these on Wednesday once we get the finish on, and then I'll put a final shot in for this video. But I think they look good. I'm quite pleased with them, actually. In case they decide to do the video before we do the installation on that handrails, we blackened them very much like I'm putting up a video, I think tonight, of some door pulls that I made out of the scrap from that project. And so you'll see the blacking we did. And they're going to get hung up. If I put the video up, you can keep an eye on my Anvil Ringer Facebook page. That's the name of it, Anvil Ringer. And I'll certainly post pictures of the final product there. So hope you enjoyed the project. It was kind of an interesting one. I know I kind of cut in just a little bit. It wasn't like a full build, but it's one, one of those things that takes a little longer than one day. So I like how they turned out. Take care. We'll catch you on the next one.